Hell no.
Hey guys. Hey.
Hello.
Hello. We had some technical difficulties. We've since returned.
Yeah. The message will be the same.
Yeah. So one of the things that's very curious to me about our current discussion is there are some very, very angry white people. Whenever you say that,
Right or white?
White people. That whenever you say white people have white privilege, they get very, very angry. Not all of them.
Yeah.
But there are a few of them who do.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to do was give an example of what white privilege is, because I'm sure folks are not just in denial. They really want to learn, and they genuinely believe there's no such thing as white privilege. Mm. Last week, as we all know, Brother Dante Wright was tasered to death by a field officer,
26 years.
26 years on the force, who was a field officer trainer, which is basically when the new jacks come in, they attach it to her. And yet, she mistook her Glock 34, which is 1.5 pounds more in weight, to her taser. And because of that, Brother Dante is now on the ground. Now, what we hear constantly from our non-racist white friends, that means you're a racist, is that, well, number one, these are thugs. So the implication is the cop did it. Well, it's not an implication. If you go to Ben Shapiro or Glenn Beck or any other of these, racist clearinghouses for angry white people, you'll see that every time one of us dies, they'll say, well, good. I mean, what's the problem? She got a thug off the street and what's wrong? Thug just means nigger, by the way.
They say that it's a good thing?
Oh, yeah. They'll say, where's the loss here?
Oh my gosh!
I didn't
know that.
Oh yeah!
I thought people kept that stuff inside.
Nah. No.
Wow.
But I'm grateful for it, because that's I would much rather know than not know. So, but what we hear is, well, you don't know what it's like. Their lives are in danger. Blah blah blah. Now we sent out a bunch of examples where the cops were able to, maintain some sort of restraint. But maybe it's just a problem of the Minnesota Police Department, because Minnesota keeps ending up in the news with these officer-involved shootings of unarmed people. Well, actually, no. There was one Minnesota officer that was charged and sent to prison for killing an unarmed person. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. There is a Somali.
There's some catch here.
There's no catch. It's a Somali American cop, black guy, shot an unarmed white woman, Justine Diamond, and he's in prison for 12 years. So there's that.
There is a pattern here.
Okay, so let's take a gander at this video, because here's a police stop, and this happened like 2 days ago, I think. Here we are.
I'm there. Oh my God.
You see that long taser there? Everybody?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you think that's a rifle?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a taser. Okay. So there's the officer. You can see the officer there. The white guy's in the truck. Here we go.
Oh, hell no. The cop is on there!
Yes, he is. Yes, he is, young lady. The cop is on there. I'll just play the video again. The cop is on there, she says. Okay. So.
Hell no. The cop is on there! Oh my God.
And that cop does not look very agile. Holy moly.
Oh, hell no.
The
cop is on there! Oh.
I mean, I totally see your point, but what happened to the cop?
The cop survived.
Did he get injured? Did he have to jump off?
The officer's name is Officer Sickman, and he's still alive, bless God.
So is the driver, I presume.
The driver is also alive, bless God. Let me
guess what color the driver is.
Well, look. All right, well, here you go. It doesn't matter what color he is, okay? You race baiter. Obviously, this guy's gonna be. This guy's gonna be. Oh no!
Oh, look.
He made it out of that altercation alive. Man is arrested after trapping a police officer's arm in his truck window and speeding off.
He trapped his arm in there?
Yeah. So there is the suspect, Luke Alvin Oltejunbruns. I'm just gonna call him Lukey from now on, okay? Read that first line.
A Minnesota man was arrested.
Where?
Minnesota man.
Okay, so George Floyd was murdered in what state? That's right, Minnesota. Dante Wright was killed where? Minnesota. So apparently, Minnesota PD does know how to exercise restraint.
Well, they just learned it now.
So
we won't see any more,
Sadak.
unarmed black men killed from now on, I'm
Okay.
sure.
A Minnesota man was arrested Wednesday after he allegedly trapped a police officer's arm in his truck window while attempting to flee and then attacking him with the officer's own rescue hammer.
Okay.
You scared to blow one, get robbed with your own gun. That's what we used to say back in the day. Let me get this straight. What's wrong with you?
It's so frustrating because it's like this guy can get away with all of this, and I have to have conversations with my boys. Like, even if you do something wrong or you don't do something wrong, if you get arrested, please don't fight them. Even if they're dead wrong, just call me when you get to the station. Like, I'm having these scary conversations with my kids because these stupid police officers can't figure out a way to treat everybody equally. They used a lot of restraint with this guy, and this guy was using their stuff against them.
The officer was attempting to stop the suspect, Lukey, after an alleged assault over wearing a mask. Was reported at a Menards home improvement store in Hutchinson, a city about 60 miles west of Minneapolis. An alleged assault over wearing a mask. So what happened? Somebody told him to put his mask on and they probably stepped into his little space or something. I don't know.
I mean...
Hutchinson Police Chief Tom Gifferson told CNN the officer approached the suspect's truck and was standing on a running board on the driver's side when the suspect rolled up the window, trapped the officer's arm, and drove away with the officer clinging to the vehicle, reaching speeds up to 40 miles an hour. Could have killed him. Bless God they showed that restraint. They would have sent this brother into eternity. The officer used his rescue hammer to break the window to free his own arm, but the suspect took the hammer and began striking the officer in the head with it. I think, is a hammer a deadly weapon? Could you?
Absolutely.
Is a hammer a deadly weapon?
Of course it is.
Could the car be considered a deadly weapon?
Yes.
Police had responded to the Menards store after a report of a man assaulting an employee with
lumber in a dispute over wearing a mask, according to Hutchinson police statement.
Oh, this is great. The officer police arrested Lukey and booked him on first-degree assault. He led them on a slow-speed pursuit. The officer was taken to a local hospital.
The case is still under investigation.
He's resting at home, and something about CNN is trying to determine whether Lukey has legal representation. That's right, CNN. That's
what you should busy yourself trying to figure out.
Well, I think this is. Look, if you don't think that there's such a thing as white privilege, that's a myth. That happened in Minnesota. Literally happened in the same state that George Floyd is 6 feet deep in. And
what do people keep saying?
Dante,
he shouldn't have been resisting arrest.
Right.
That's what they say all the time.
Right. It appears Minnesota PD knows how to function. I mean, this guy was getting hit in the head with a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, you notice, he didn't mistake his service pistol for his hammer. Or maybe he meant to pull out his service pistol.
Right.
But mistook the service pistol for the hammer.
So then he had to just try to free himself.
You know, it's strange. None of these cops found a way to kill this dude.
Oh, I know.
When this dude was not only a danger to the cop, the immediate, the imminent threat of the police officer, but I mean, he obviously is showing no regard for human life. This is a guy who assaulted somebody with a big thing of lumber, apparently.
Because they asked him to wear a mask?
Because they told him to wear a mask. Which is one of the reasons, by the way, that I don't send my black boys to public school. Because this story is actually tells you everything you need to know about America. You know, prior to COVID really hitting the way it has hit, the constant refrain from these folks has always been, why don't you just obey the law? Just do what the law says. Just do what these people say and you thugs won't get killed. Just comply.
Uh-huh.
And then you had the Christian racists quoting Romans 13 all the time. Well,
yep.
You niggers, you keep, whatever. And then the mask mandates came. And who are the most vocal people against the mask mandates? White people, particularly white males. Now, why is that?
Person say anything about it? Like,
why is that? What is this pathology with white people about wearing masks? Well, it's very simple.
They don't want the government telling them what to do.
Correct. They believe that the government exists to keep people like us in check, but it's not for them.
Mm-hmm.
So when Trayvon got killed,
that's obvious.
The non-racist Michael Brown, Jewish dude, got on radio and talked about, well, I mean, hey, if people are killing you guys for wearing hoodies, stop wearing hoodies. Shout out to Michael Brown. It's like blaming the rape victim. Well, wear longer skirts, Missy. So, like, that's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
So they were all big on law and order. Remember that? Law and order and all the rest of it. You have to submit to the government. Law and order, law and order. That was used to justify everything from putting Latino kids in cages to killing unarmed people. But then when the law said you have to do something, the government's telling you what to do, white person, then all of a sudden, it's time for 1776. You heard all the 1776 stuff from these crazy people. What is happening? Well, what's happening is white people, particularly white males, are socialized in the education system that the way that they got their freedom mm-hmm. was to pick up arms and overthrow the government. Mm-hmm. And was the government doing these serial unarmed killings that you could see on camera? Well, of course not. That's anachronistic. It was the 1700s. What they did was they went to war and killed thousands of people over taxes. You see where the line is. So white people are socialized in these educational systems that, look, the line was taxation. Mm-hmm. And there is a bunch of pride in the fact that rugged American individuals.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how they're socialized. White people are socialized that their forefathers, these great men, got their freedom because they had weapons and they flouted a tyrannical government.
Yep.
Black people are socialized in the public school system. Their experience, black people were not invented until the transatlantic slave trade. Black people are not taught all the advancements and the fact that we're the cradle of civilization and blah 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 blah. I was walking in the store with Zoe, and I said, Zoe, you're the mother of all civilization. You realize that all these people come from you. You don't come from any of them. Because it's true, scientifically true, right? We're the original man. But are black people taught that in school? No, they're not taught that in school. Mm-mm. All they're taught is that they're slaves and that they were subservient to white people. Mm-hmm. So you got one group of people that are told that they are the sons and the descendants of warriors who would not allow themselves to even be taxed unfairly, much less be killed unfairly. And then you had another group of people who were told that they're just slaves and they're subservient to white people, et cetera, et cetera. And we know, many of you don't know how policing, particularly in the South, was invented. But policing is simply the extension of the slave patrols, particularly in the South and in the West, which is where most of the police killings occur as well. So the socialization that happens, even at a subliminal level, is that black people are just supposed to be subservient to all white people. Which is why Zimmerman, who mm-hmm. passes as white, and that's why a lot of these white people, when Trayvon died, they said, well, he should have just turned around. Why didn't he listen to the order? Blah, 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 mm-hmm. right? And that's why Trayvon ends up dead, right? Where then you have the clip that I showed a couple days ago of the white guy who had a gun in his car.
Yep.
And was refusing to comply. They said, come out of the car. He says, I'm not getting out of this car. He said, this is unconstitutional. They're like, you've got a gun. He's like, yeah, you guys got guns too. And then he closed the door, put his hand on the steering wheel and told the cops, I'm out of here. Mm-hmm. And he drove off.
Alive.
Alive. And I'm glad he drove off alive. The cops shouldn't have killed him. It's important that these people end up alive. But again, this is socialization. Mm-hmm. So that's what explains this pathology with the masks, right? Like, and we talk about it a lot. I'm like, I'm glad there's people like that because they're, the government has a tendency toward overreach and tyranny. Mm-hmm. And so I'm glad you need people like that in society to kind of make it more difficult for the government to mandate things. But at the same time, this jihad again, it's only white folks that are doing this for the most part. With the mask stuff, like they're turning this into a
That's all I've seen.
They're turning this into a 1776 issue, and for them it is because they're like, wait a second, they tell us what to do. Mm-hmm. It's a metaphor that they are under the same exigencies of law and order as the rest of us are, but they can't deal with that because they were socialized that they are the sons of people who killed people for that. And black people are socialized that they're the sons of the subservient. Yeah, that's how it works.
Because they'll say, look, the cops work for us.
Correct.
But then when there's some run-in, they're like, well, that guy should have been listening to the cops.
Correct.
It depends on who you are.
Correct. I was watching this thing on the Sun Journal, and there was like an internal affairs thing where the cops looked at 232 of their cases, and they found like 63 of them were questionable. But they wouldn't release the details.
Of course not.
And then people were like, well, why not release the details? And you can look in the comment section, you got these white folks saying, they don't owe us anything. They don't owe us an explanation. People are like, well, what happened to protect and serve? They're like, it's not about protecting and serving anymore. It's law enforcement. 2015, now it's about law enforcement. Okay. So now, these same people who say things like that, I mean, that is a statist ideology. That is not an American democratic ideology that people in power don't report to the people, but they only answer to themselves. That's not an American ideal, but it is an American ideal if you understand why policing exists for the most part. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they know what they're doing. Yeah, they know what they're saying, and everybody understands what's happening in that video. The white dude who's operating the vehicle understands, and so does the officer. They understand what is happening in this exchange. Mm-hmm. Now, thankfully, this brother escaped with his life. But if you cannot see that this is obvious, clear, unadulterated, unalloyed white privilege, I don't know what else to tell you. White privilege does not mean that white people never get arrested. And it doesn't mean that if you're a successful person, you didn't work for what you earned. What it means is you can do stuff like this and end up alive. Right. Whereas Dante Wright in the exact same state, even though he got pulled over for expired tags, this guy was getting pursued because he went after somebody with a giant stick of lumber, which is a deadly weapon. Mm-hmm. He then used his car, which is probably about 5 tons at 40 miles an hour. Deadly weapon. He then used the police officer's own hammer against him. Hit him in the head. Deadly weapon. Probably attempted murder.
There was only one thing that they were trying to charge him with.
Yeah, felony assault.
Yeah, that's it.
What about attempted murder?
That stuff. That's it.
It's not attempted murder? You hit somebody in the head with a hammer?
And someone with a piece of lumber? Like, there should be multiple accounts here against this guy.
Resisting arrest, evading, blah, 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 public endangerment, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
He made it out alive. Dante Wright was dead. Dante Wright got 2 seconds of, quote, resisting. He got 2 seconds. He died. This guy, it was a nice altercation spread over an hour. It was wonderful, wonderful situation. if you still don't get it now, it's just because you don't want to see it.
Right.
But
Right.
shout out to my man in the with the white dude. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna let you. Should we watch it? Should we watch the video?
Absolutely.
Okay, guys. So here's your last example of white privilege. But in the previous situation, the white dude was in the wrong, obviously. But in this situation, he was in the right. And you know how they used to say back in the day, hey, this is done by professionals. Don't try this at home. Listen, Negroes, don't try what I'm about to show you. Don't you try this at home. Don't get any funny ideas, black people, that you could do something like this and walk away with your life. Because, spoiler, you can't. You cannot do what I'm about to show you and walk away with your life. So please, for the love of God, I mean that literally, do not try this at home. Good night. Okay, now, here we go. Here we go, guys.
Put your hands on the steering wheel. No. What are you reaching for?
No, whoa. Hey,
get out of the car, man. You got a gun right there.
Whoa.
Get out of the car.
There's rights to this.
Get out.
There are rights to this.
Do you have a concealed
There are
carry?
rights there.
Get out.
Hold up right there.
It's open. My hands are up. No,
you gotta.
This is on body cam. You have body cam, sir.
Put your hands over your eyes. Put your hand over your eyes.
You have body cam, sir.
Put your hands over your eyes. I will send this.
Put your hands over your eyes. These crazy commands. Hold on, guys. Hold on. We were having some technical difficulties. What did he do? He told him to put his hands over his eyes?
Yeah. I didn't understand why he told him that.
They always have these strange commands, bro. Put your hands over your eyes. I personally, I've never heard that command. I mean, it makes sense, but
Why does it make sense? If he's gonna smash his window.
well, if the guy can't see, he's less of a threat to you. I'm assuming is the point,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Or if they're afraid you have something back here. Instead of putting your hands behind your head.
yeah,
If you put it here, then it's
yeah. Oh, look, here it is, right here. Yeah. So that's the situation. It's a routine traffic stop, and we're gonna watch this video together at this routine traffic stop, and then again, you can tell us if there's no such thing as white privilege. But again, the Minnesota situation is an open shut case, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like. There's really not much you can say about it. There's no way to wiggle out of it. There's usually an excuse like, "Oh, the situation's different," yada yada yada. Yeah, it was very different from the Dante Wright situation. It was much worse, and yet he ended up with his life, which I'm glad for, by the way. You shouldn't want people to die, right? Especially.
He said he's not gonna shut off the car. So.
He said he's not going to shut off the car.
That's all right. Just keep an eye on it. Just get the right fit. Just start with that. Put your hands on the steering wheel.
No.
What are you reaching for?
Put your hands on the steering wheel. No. I'm not going to do that.
Whoa. Hey,
get out of the car, man. You got a gun right there.
Whoa.
Get out of the car.
There's rights to this.
Get out.
There are rights to this.
Do you have a concealed
There are
carry?
rights there.
Get out.
Hold up right there.
It's open. My hands are up.
No, you got.
This is on body cam. You have body cam, sir.
Put your hands over your eyes.
Do you have a body cam?
Put your hand over your
Do you
eyes.
have a body cam, sir?
Put your hands over
You
your
have a
eyes.
body cam, sir. Yeah, you're gonna
I will send this dog on you.
I will shoot you if you do.
Don't.
We'll send this dog on you.
Did you hear what he said?
What?
The cop said, "I'll send this dog on you." He said, "I will shoot you if you do." Listen again.
No, I didn't hear that.
Listen again.
You're right.
Yeah, you're gonna
I will send this dog on you.
I will shoot you if you do.
Don't fucking grab that gun.
You.
So I was just listening to this thing about dogs and the history of dogs and policing, and how it was used to intimidate Negroes. And so this poor officer thought he was dealing with a Negro, so he thought, "I'll sick this dog on you," and the white dude goes, "I will shoot you if you sick your dog on me." Holy moly! Now keep in mind, at this point, this is why I say, black people, don't try this at home. But keep in mind, this dude, his gun is visible. The cop sees the gun. Mm-hmm. He says, whoa, you have a gun. Now, from the moment Philando Castile, it was discovered that he had a firearm to the moment he was killed by the officer who didn't face an indictment. And had a wonderful GoFundMe. It was about 14 seconds where it was discovered that he had a gun and whatever. And actually, Philando said, "I have a gun." This guy, the cop, discovered it. But we continue. That's why I said, black people, don't try this at home. Don't get this twisted. You're not gonna get this type of treatment, bruh.
I can push over so you can squeeze it more over.
That we're good.
Do you have a body cam?
Put your hand over
Do you
your
have a body cam, sir?
Put your hands over
You
your
have a
eyes.
body cam, sir. Yeah, you're gonna
I will send this dog on you.
I will shoot you
Hey,
if you do.
don't
Don't.
fucking grab that gun.
You
Put
have rights.
your
Hey,
hand.
you have rights too. You have rights too.
Don't you
You
dare.
have rights. You have rights. You
Right.
cannot
Don't you
shoot me
dare.
here.
You
It is
need to be-
unconstitutional. You know that.
So when the white dude says, "If you sick your dog on me, I'll shoot you," the other officer says, "Whoa, wait a second!" Now he pulls out his knife, and the white dude's like, "Hey, you got rights too, but I got rights. We both got rights here."
Right, you have
Whoa,
a weapon,
hey, hey.
okay?
Yes, I
Don't.
do. And it's
Don't.
What I need you to
So,
do.
hey, you
Oh,
guys
listen.
are grabbing me on this is also unconstitutional. Body cam report.
You can't drag me out. That's unconstitutional.
Can you quit yelling so I can talk to you?
You have a gun
You need more
for me,
units
sir.
right
Okay,
now.
I need you to relax for me,
I
okay?
will shoot you if this possible. That's a threat and so open threat. You have no body cam. You know this.
He has a
My
body
hands are open.
camera.
My hands are open.
Okay.
My hands are open.
You need to get out of the car.
This white dude believes that because his hands are open, even though he has a firearm in his vicinity, because his hands are open, he doesn't believe that he's going to be shot.
I do not.
remove you
I
from
do
that
not.
weapon.
You cannot. No, it is constitutionally owned. I see that.
You have a concealed carry
16
permit.
weapon.
It's not concealed.
Yes,
You
you
can
did.
see the weapon. It's
Yes,
right there.
Don't.
Yes, it is.
He goes, "Do you have a concealed carry permit?" Because he's trying to get him. But this
Right.
guy knows his stuff. I tell you, if you know the law and they know that you know the law, watch what happens in this conversation. But
And it's not concealed.
well, how the hell do you know he has a gun, officer?
Right.
If it's concealed. But I want you guys to. This cop said, "Do you have a concealed carry permit?" And the white dude says, "You can see it." And the guy goes, "No, it's not."
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because this officer knows that he is on body cam. These officers know that they're on body cam, and they're saying things to construct a narrative on the body cam. It's very similar to taser, taser, taser. She knew she was on body cam. So here's this deputy. He knows there's a body cam going. So he goes, "No, it's not. It's concealed." Forgetting that 45 seconds ago he said, "You have a gun,"
Right.
which means that you saw his gun, which means it wasn't concealed, officer.
Look, we've seen our kids do this. They record each other sometimes when
Correct.
one of them's doing something.
Correct.
And they're like conveniently doing everything perfectly in the video,
Correct.
but the other guy's doing everything because they know they're being recorded.
Correct.
Children can do it.
But now what they're doing
The
is
cops can do it
now
too.
they're saying things on public record.
Yep.
They're starting to use their
Yep.
weakness as a strength.
Absolutely.
So this guy is cognizant of the fact that he's on a body cam.
Yep.
And that killer lady, Miss Karen Potter, her name isn't Karen Potter, but you understand. It's Kim Potter, I think. She also knew she was on body cam when she said taser, taser, taser,
Mhm.
as she was holding her Glock 34. We continue.
Body
Do
cam.
it.
Body. I
Okay.
What are you afraid of?
Dude,
What are you
do it.
afraid
I'm not doing anything.
do me a favor. Just please step out of the car. That's all we're asking you to
Oh,
do.
you're asking me not to use that gun?
You see how the tone changed? Hey, get out, blah, blah, blah. Get your hand on, don't you dare.
Mhm.
And then after a while, it's, hey, man, can you just get out? Come on, just get out of the car, man. Get out of the car. I'm sure I'd have got treated like that if I had a weapon visible.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Conceal your weapons, please.
No.
This is how we
Get out
treat
of
each
the
other
car.
civilly. This
Please.
is not how we act civilly. You know
Sir.
this. Right eye! Right eye!
You got cover?
No. Just
Yes, we do.
don't. Just
Do
please.
you have body count?
Please.
Do you have body Do not force it.
Do not. Don't.
Whoa.
So he puts his gun away
While that guy was yelling.
while the guy's
aggressively.
yelling, and he's saying, please, please, please. 'Cause that's how they talk to us. I've had a few run-ins with law enforcement. They don't say please, please, please.
No, they don't.
Although with me, they act differently.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
We continue.
Get
Don't.
out of
You know that. That's not
Please.
no,
I
that's-
need you to get out of the car.
House. Ben, house.
Hey, I see double blue, sir. They're gonna shoot me on double blue?
Just relax.
No,
Please
just relax.
Just please get out of the car.
There's rights to this. You know there are rights to this.
Listen, we can figure this out.
We can talk.
Oh, we can figure this out. We can figure this out. What is there to figure out? But again, notice how this dude is a double blues where a police officer now allows another police officer to get away with a crime. When a police officer pulls over is about to arrest another officer, the act is called a double blue or blue versus blue. Okay. But again, notice how they went from aggressive to, come on, man, let's work together.
About this,
Oh,
okay?
this how you
Right
feel
now,
about this.
we can't talk about it with you not listening to us.
Just,
Well, not listen. You are forcibly grabbed.
all I'm asking you to
You're
do.
violating my rights right now. Let go of me.
You just put your hand on a.
Let go of me, says this white dude is upset. Well, he has the right to be. He's being harassed.
Yeah, oh, I agree.
He's being harassed. Now it's at the point where, what did you even pull him over for? See, this is the thing that gets me. It's like, now now there's this power struggle and this ego and the pissing contest between these guys. And it's like, why was he even pulled over? Was this dude honestly a danger to society? Isn't the introduction of firearms on a public highway more dangerous than whatever this dude got pulled over for?
Absolutely. Yeah.
We're in a police state, ladies and gentlemen, and many of you freedom-loving white people love that we're in a police state because for the most part, the police state is aimed at curtailing people that you are afraid of. That's true.
Sir.
Whoa! No, you pulled a gun on me unconstitutionally.
Please.
And
I love this guy. Because it just illustrates the stupidity of the standards that these people have for black people. The guy's like, calm down. He's like, calm down. He's like, you have a gun on me, sir.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You know, and it's like, well, come on, man. These guys have to make...
And this person is a lot older than some of these kids that have been killed.
Correct.
13, 15.
Correct.
Like, these are children, and you're expecting children to be calm and collected when a weapon is pulled on them?
He's displaying a very hostile affect.
Yeah.
And yet he's still alive.
in response.
We don't want to do this, man.
Just get out of the car. I'm just asking. We'll get this figured out. Just come out and just get out of the car.
You release me now.
We can't do that.
Release it.
Just come on, man. Like, we can figure this out. We can figure this out. Please get me the video where a black guy gets stopped by police officers, has a gun, threatens to shoot them if they sick their dog on him. Please send me the video.
And then the police begin begging them, please, please.
Oh my gosh. Wow, we continue. Please.
I have Second Amendment rights, David.
Okay, just get out of the car. Come on, come back here. We'll
Excuse
talk
me?
about it.
Excuse me, mate. This right here is a reason
We'll
to
get
defend
this-
myself, cast a doctrine. You know that.
We'll get this figured out. Don't do it. Please, just.
Don't do it. He said, unhand me, cretin. That white dude had enough. He said, unhand me. Now he's about to get, he's about to get, they're going to put some rounds in this boy. Viewer discretion's advised. They're about to put some rounds in this fella. Because, I mean, he's got a gun. He's resisting the lawful commands of the police. And he threatened them.
Get out of the car, sir.
Just get out of the car. Just step out.
The gun's down.
No, just step
Get
out.
out of the car.
Just step out of the car. Just don't do it.
Get out of the car.
You're on double blue. You know what's going to happen, right?
Just stop.
You need to get out of the car. That's
No,
a
I
lawful
don't.
order. You're going to go to
What, a
jail.
gunpoint? Oh, take me to jail then? Go ahead.
Just
Right
come
now
on.
you're obstructing.
I can't.
No, you're obstructing.
Now you're obstructing. What is he obstructing? Is it obstruction of justice?
Yeah.
What are they obstructing? he didn't do anything. What do you mean?
No, he's obstructing what they're trying to do. They're trying to arrest him.
You are obstructing my power trip over you.
Yeah. How dare you?
How dare you? The other guy goes, well, he's white. We can't shoot him.
Pointing a gun at me, sir. Right now my life's in threat.
Okay. Well, we
I
have
don't even
more.
see body cam on this, sir. I'm just going to drive away. I'm not going to bother anybody.
No, you're
Hands
not.
on the seat.
Don't.
I'm gonna drive.
I'm not gonna
this
bother
white
anybody.
dude. This white dude has figured it out. You know, like the kids. Like sometimes, like I'm in a particularly jovial mood.
Yep.
So they'll do something to get themselves in trouble, but then they go, wait a second, Dad's in a jovial mood.
Yep.
Man, Dad, I'm just going to go outside after I take out this trash.
Yep.
Oh, why not? Yeah, you didn't do the dishes. Yeah, just go ahead.
Yeah.
Don't play. Just stay away from the cops. Okay, so this dude, like, he's figured it out. So the guy goes, no, you're not. No, you're not. This cop right here on the left, right here, he's like the mom who counts to 10. You know, when the kid is, you're going to come over here right this instant. Little Tommy goes, screw you, Mommy. And then Mommy goes, all right, 10, 9, right?
No, I've seen them count to 3.
Well, we have.
I
And
don't
then
see
do it
body
again.
cam on this, sir. I'm just going to drive away. I'm not going to bother
I'm
anybody.
still driving.
No, you're
Hands
not.
on the
No,
seat.
you're not.
Don't do
Hands
this.
up.
Don't do it. Don't.
And he's gone. Give that brother a medal. You know they have the little citizens medals and stuff. Shout out to the homie. Shout out to the white
Now,
guy.
I know a lot of people, a lot of white people that would love this video, and nobody would criticize him for not listening to the commands of the cops.
Correct.
But had this brother have been black and have gotten shot, that's what they all would have said.
They'd have blamed
to a
him for
man.
it.
They would have said he was resisting arrest and he shouldn't have done that.
Then they would have set up a GoFundMe for the cop while he's under internal affairs investigation, which nothing would happen to him, and he'd probably get like a cool $500,000.
Yep.
You know, that's what happens to these folks. So anyway, there's an example of white privilege, which, by the way, that guy, he was right. He's got a constitutional right to carry a firearm. And remember, firearms are not for hunting, and they're not even for self-defense. Firearms were instituted so that the citizenry could be armed to defend themselves against a tyrannical government. Isn't that what y'all say? The tree of liberty must from time to time be watered with the blood of tyrants, I think Mr. Jefferson so eloquently put it. So this dude was like, I'm going to stick this dog on you. And his white boy said, I will see your dog and match you with some shells. Unbelievable. Which is how the law is supposed to work.
He didn't even say he'd shoot the dog. He said he'd shoot the man.
He said, I'll shoot you.
Yeah.
I'm not one of these, I'll shoot you, he says. Shout out to the white guy. Real talk. Hey, look, man, if you can get away with it, do it. That's why I tell her all the time. I say, listen, these kids they're gonna take whatever we give them. So I was like, I'm not mad at them. As long as they can get away with it, they should take it. That's when you bring down the law.
Unbelievable.
No such thing as white privilege. It's a myth. It's a myth.
Just this situation is unexplainable.
Love your neighbor.
Take care of each other.
We're out of here.